Welcome to the Cooperating Teacher Workshop. The purpose of this video is to provide you with an overview of our program for those completing a placement outside Central Virginia. First, I'd like to welcome you. We appreciate your service with one of our student teachers during his placement. You truly are the heart of the student teaching experience as you model for and guide your student teacher. Just a word about who we are and what our mission is: to produce Christ-centered men and women with the values, knowledge, and skills required to impact tomorrow's world. Our conceptual framework consists of knows, implements, and believes. Through these, our student teachers will use the knowledge learned throughout their degree program to make a difference in the lives of students they work with. Our dispositions, known as script, are qualities our student teachers reflect through the fruit of the Spirit. You'll hear more about these throughout the placement. As the placement begins, you may have questions about program requirements or your responsibilities. This information is located in our Student Teaching Handbook. I'll share the link later in the presentation that you'll need to access the handbook. Please feel free to share any questions you may have with the university supervisor who will be working with you and your student teacher. Let's take a look at some of the responsibilities. First, it would be helpful if you could help your student teacher become more familiar with school policies, procedures, and culture. Perhaps even giving him a tour of the school. It is recommended that you observe and meet frequently with your student teacher to provide feedback about his performance. Please communicate with his supervisors on a regular basis so that everyone is on the same page. The university supervisor will also guide you through the required paperwork you need to complete. For example, you will use the Field Experience Management, known as the FEM, to complete assessments and the program evaluation. The assessments, known as the TCA, will be completed midway through the placement and again at the end of the placement. You can also verify the hours your student teacher completes in the FEM as well. The FEM is located in live text. You will be contacted by email to help get you started. There's also a training video for the FEM that is located at this link. It explains how to use the FEM. It's recommended that you and your student teacher take time to plan how he will complete all the required hours, both direct teaching and observation. The Student Teaching Handbook provides examples for both types of hours. The on-site supervisor will contact you as well to plan days and times he can come to visit your classroom and to observe the student teacher teaching an entire lesson. Speaking of direct teaching, let's take a look at lesson plan requirements. Lesson planning is such an important part of the lesson process. For this reason, student teachers must complete a detailed lesson plan using the lesson plan template provided in the handbook for all lessons he will teach. No lesson should be taught without a lesson plan. The student teacher is required to show you all lesson plans the Friday before the week he will teach the lesson. If the plan meets your approval, he may teach the lesson. If a plan does not meet your approval, he must continue working on the plan until approval is given. He cannot teach any lesson without your approval. The student may switch from using detailed to block lesson plans, as directed in the handbook, upon your approval. During the student teaching placement, there are many expectations of your student teacher. One involves attendance. Attendance each day is crucial. Should an absence be needed, The student teacher should contact you and his supervisors as soon as possible. It is hoped that your student teacher can be involved in as many activities as possible to enhance his experience. Let your student teacher know your expectations regarding responsibilities such as lunch duty, bus duty, or attending events such as faculty meetings. Perhaps you are wondering who to contact should you have questions. The role of supervisor is shared between an on-site supervisor and a university supervisor. The on-site supervisor is the one who will visit the classroom and observe the student teacher. The university supervisor is your Liberty contact. The university supervisor will email you on a regular basis regarding the placement. The university supervisor supervises the placement from a distance, whereas the on-site supervisor will be in the school visiting and observing the student teacher. Both will communicate with you through phone calls and emails. The university supervisor will also contact you through WebEx meetings. Both of these serve as supervisor and will work with you and your student teacher throughout the placement. Please stay in touch with both of them on a regular basis. To help you get a better feel for the two supervisors, here's some of the responsibilities they share. Both are available to assist you. Here's the link to the Student Teaching Handbook that I mentioned earlier. It also contains other important information related to our program. Additional videos are provided as well, such as the FEM training video. You will also receive a weekly email from your university supervisor to guide you through the placement. You should receive the first email by the end of week 1 to give you his contact information. Again, thank you for your willingness to serve as a cooperating teacher. We look forward to working with you and greatly appreciate all you do for your student teacher.